Hi, you're watching The Local Lens. We're your hosts. I'm Beth Keener.
And I'm Greer Howard.
And today we are taking you inside the NBA TV studio of The Starter.
Woo! We are here with the host of the show, Skeets is in the house.
Co-host. You got to throw co-host in front of me.
Fine.
The other guys will get so mad.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say, but she was like, nah. Tell us a little bit about this unconventional basketball show. How did it even get started?
It's sort of a long story. I'll try and make it quick.
Okay.
I went to school for radio and television, met Tass, who's one of the co-hosts, met JD, who's the director, met Matt, who's the producer, and then the Australian guy comes in later, so does Trey, the American. But after school, meeting at radio and television, we just decided we wanted to create something. We didn't know what. We knew we wanted to maybe be in TV, be in radio, so JD said, let's make something, let's make a podcast. What are your interests? To Tass and I mainly, and it was, well, we both like basketball. We're into it. Maybe we could talk about it.
I mean, that's the American dream right there.
Yeah, but
Or Canadian dream.
That's a Canadian dream.
so
right?
it's crazy that you guys are all these Canadian friends.
Yes.
Who
yes.
have honestly developed a show, and then now you really are living the dream because you're working with your friends every day.
Yeah, no, my job is incredible for two reasons. One, on Monday I wake up and go, I get to go talk about basketball, which I would be doing anyway, and I get paid for it, so that's awesome. And then, like you said, the other part of it is not only am I going to work with coworkers, they're my friends.
Now, what would you say makes your show different from other basketball shows?
I mean, the immediate thing is we're not former players. I didn't play. This is a spoiler. I didn't play in the NBA for 20 years, even though I probably none of us played.
Do you feel like you did though?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I mean, that's the big difference. I think we come at it having not played from a fan perspective, and that is by far the biggest difference with our show. And I think that's what's relatable to a lot of kids and people that watch our show. It's like, they're sort of like us. They follow the NBA like us. They talk about the NBA like us. I think that's the biggest difference.
You guys do this pick 'em playoff situation,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
And every month somebody loses.
Yeah, we make fun of ourselves a lot on the show and kill ourselves for no reason except for pure entertainment.
Tell the audience about the punishments that you guys get into.
Yeah, like we decided in doing a daily show, it'd be fun if we sort of bet on games every night, but we're not laying money on these games, so we needed to have some stakes in it. So we decided at the end of every month, the loser, whoever's in last place, whoever picks the least amount of games correctly, has to do some sort of punishment.
In my opinion, another form of a punishment is the wedgie situation.
Yeah.
Can you explain what's the deal with the wedgies, right?
Here's what we know. Let's go
Do you know
back
what a wedgie
on
is?
the wedgie. Why don't you explain to the audience? You guys did you coin that term?
Yeah, I believe Clippers play-by-play announcer Ralph Lawler, he originally said it on a broadcast. Wedgie, he called it, and we thought that was like perfect. And what a wedgie is when the ball gets stuck between the rim and the backboard.
Right.
It's wedged in there, hence the wedgie. But then, so we track these wedgies. We, for some reason, just started to track these wedgies because we watch a lot of basketball, and people will tweet in when they see one. And we arbitrarily picked the number 50 one year heading into it, which ended up being the perfect number because it's like, it gets close, but it's not like guaranteed. And one year we were getting close, and we decided, okay, we need to pray to the wedgie god. So we had Shaq come in here, and we had a bunch of straws. I held the straws, and we drew straws live on air. And whoever got the short straw had to get up and get a wedgie from Shaq. So he was very excited when we told him that he was going to give someone a wedgie.
Right.
And right away he wanted it to be me.
Oh no.
Probably because I am the smaller and lighter of the four guys.
And he knew you could take flight.
Yeah, and so I got the wedgie.
Your undies completely
Yeah,
off.
I have them. I don't have them on set, but the idea is
Okay.
to get them framed and put them on set.
Can you just walk us through that moment, the play-by-play of, okay, you know that this is going to happen and Shaq is going to do this to you?
Again, it was all live. It happened very quickly. I was like holding the short straw. I got up, walked over. He, like Officer Shaquille, like spread my legs, put my hands over my head. It was like that part was actually legit scary for a second.
I was gonna say, were you nervous?
Yeah, and then he went to town, and the problem was he went too slow at first. He didn't he didn't really yank, and so he was like lifting me in the air, and my feet are like going like this, and then I'm starting to yell like, rip it, like. And then he finally went out. He was loving it. Like, he was having way too much fun, and everyone else was except for me. So.
It's overwhelming. It's really cool to look at all the different elements here that fans have sent you guys.
Yeah.
So can you tell us maybe a few of them, like a couple of special ones or some stories behind them, or just a couple of items you think are fun?
Yeah, I mean, I can get up and
Yeah,
show
let's
you
do
that.
it.
If that works easier.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is definitely this.
Oh,
The three's a sign. Now, I'm not saying this because we're here in Atlanta, but
Yeah.
Larry Luke, who is a diehard Hawks fan,
Yes.
he's one of the Hawks Bros, which is like the sixth man section at Hawks games. He's an unbelievable artist and created this with the old Kanye thing for Kyle Korver when he was here. And so he gave this to us after, like when Korver was on the outs, when he was heading over to Cleveland.
So like if a fan sent something that was crazy, you'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you to,
Yeah.
or have you ever done that? Or is it more of a
Oh,
podcast
yeah. No,
thing?
we've definitely done that.
Yeah, so fans, you can send
Yeah.
stuff
Oh.
in. Maybe these guys might talk about it on the show.
Oh yeah, Lee Ellis holds like a pen that's like a giant pen, and it was sent in from somebody in Alaska. I mean, any shoes are always cool to
Yeah.
me and to Trey as sort of sneakerheads. Oh, that's an Andrew Wiggins shoe there. These are signed by Brad Miller, I think, too. Like that vote for Matt Bonner. We used that like in a skit, like honestly 6 or 7 years ago. So it's a lot of stuff like that too that we created for a segment or a skit, and then it's just sort of found its way up here.
Skeets, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And guys, check out the starters on NBA TV. They will be back this October, and until then, you can catch them every other Friday on their podcast, The Drop Off. Where can they check that out?
iTunes, we blast it on Twitter at The Starters, we blast it on Facebook, obviously at The Starters. You can follow me on Twitter at Skeets. We let you know when the podcast drops.
So if you're a fan, you're going to find out.
You're gonna find it. You're absolutely
That's
gonna find it.
alliteration for you.
There you go.
Skeets, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, guys.
You guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming inside the Starter Studio with us. You're watching The Local Lens. I'm Beth Keener.
And I'm Greer Howard.
We're your friends in entertainment.